Your baby is lying there, perfectly content. And then, without warning, they start climbing on you. Not next to you, not near you, on your chest, your stomach, your face if they can reach it. They press their body into yours with a kind of urgency that feels almost desperate. And you probably laughed, or moved them off, or assumed it was just a baby being a baby. But here's what nobody tells you. That moment, that specific, physical, seemingly random behavior, is one of the most sophisticated things your baby's nervous system knows how to do. And what it's communicating is far more complex than most parents ever realize. Once you understand what's actually happening when your baby climbs on you, you will never see that moment the same way again. Let's start with the reason that surprised researchers the most. 1. They are not being clingy. They are regulating their nervous system. The word clingy gets used constantly to describe babies who want to be on their parents. And it carries a judgment. The idea that the baby is being needy, demanding, maybe even manipulative, that they should be able to settle independently, that too much holding might spoil them. Here is what the research actually shows. When your baby climbs onto your body, they are doing something their nervous system requires in order to function. In the first year of life, babies cannot regulate their own physiological state. Their heart rate, their cortisol levels, their body temperature, their breathing, none of these systems are mature enough to self-manage. They need an external regulator, and that external regulator is you. Research from Harvard's Center on the Developing Child describes this process as co-regulation, the biological mechanism through which a caregiver's calm, regulated nervous system literally helps organize the baby's dysregulated one. When your baby presses their body against yours, your heartbeat slows theirs. Your breathing pattern influences theirs. Your body temperature stabilizes theirs. This is not a metaphor. This is measurable, documented physiology. A study published in the journal Biological Psychiatry found that infants who had consistent physical contact with their caregivers showed significantly lower cortisol levels, the stress hormone, and more stable autonomic nervous system responses than infants whose physical contact was limited. Their bodies were calmer because your body was teaching them how to be calm. So when your baby climbs on you, they are not being difficult. They are doing exactly what their biology designed them to do. They are using you as the external nervous system they haven't yet built for themselves. 2. Your heartbeat is the most familiar sound they know. There is something your baby heard for 9 months before they ever heard your voice clearly, before they saw your face, before they felt your arms around them, before they knew your smell. They knew your heartbeat. Every sleep, every moment of stillness, every hour of their existence inside the womb was organized around that rhythm. And then birth happened, and suddenly that rhythm was gone. When your baby climbs onto your chest, specifically your chest, they are finding it again. Research on what's called the kangaroo care effect, originally developed for premature infants but now studied across healthy newborns, found that skin-to-skin contact with the mother's chest produced measurable reductions in infant stress, improved sleep architecture, better weight gain, and stronger early brain development compared to infants who did not receive the same contact. The mechanism is the heartbeat. The same rhythm that organized their world for 9 months is still organizing it now. When they are on your chest, their brain registers something it recognizes at the deepest possible level. Safety, familiarity, home. This is why babies who are upset calm faster on your chest than anywhere else. It is not about warmth, though warmth helps. It is not about smell, though smell matters. It is about a rhythm their nervous system memorized before they were born. And hey, if this is changing how you see those moments when your baby just won't be put down, hit like and subscribe. This is exactly the kind of science more parents deserve to understand. 3. They are checking that you still exist. This one is harder to understand because it requires thinking about what the world actually looks like from inside a baby's brain. For the first several months of life, your baby does not understand object permanence. This means that when you leave the room, you do not simply go somewhere else. You stop existing. There is no mental model that says, she's in the kitchen, she'll be back. There is only, she was here, and now there is nothing where she was. This changes gradually, somewhere between 8 and 12 months. But during the window before it changes, your baby's world is one where people and things appear and disappear unpredictably. And the most important person in that world, you, keeps vanishing. When your baby climbs onto your body, part of what they are doing is confirming that you are still real. still warm, still solid, still there. The physical contact is not just about comfort, it is about verification. You exist. I can feel you. The world has not become chaos. Research on separation anxiety, which typically peaks around 9 to 12 months, exactly when object permanence is developing, consistently shows that the babies who are most distressed by separation are the ones whose brains are actively building the cognitive model of, you still exist when I can't see you. The climbing, the clinging, the constant physical need during this window is not regression. It is the growing edge of a brain that is learning something enormous. Your baby is not needy. Your baby is learning that the world is continuous, and you are the proof they keep returning to. 4. They are asking you a question without words. At around 6 to 9 months, something changes in how your baby seeks physical contact. It becomes less random and more deliberate. They don't just climb on you, they climb on you and then look at your face. They make contact and immediately check your expression. They want something specific from the climbing, and that something is a response. Developmental psychologists call this social referencing, the behavior of using a caregiver's emotional response as information about how to interpret the world. Your baby climbs onto you, presses against you, and then reads your face to answer a question their brain is constantly asking. Is this safe? Are you calm? Is the world okay right now? A study from the University of California found that infants as young as 8 months showed clear social referencing behavior, modifying their own emotional responses based on the facial expression of their caregiver in ambiguous situations. When the caregiver looked calm and warm, babies relaxed. When the caregiver looked anxious or distracted, babies became unsettled, even in situations that were objectively neutral. What this means in practical terms is that your face, when your baby climbs on you, is part of what they came for. The physical contact is the question. Your expression is the answer. When you look down at them with warmth and ease, you are telling their nervous system, yes, we are safe. When you look stressed, distracted, or impatient, you are telling them something different, even if you didn't mean to. This is not pressure to perform happiness you don't feel. It is an invitation to understand what your baby is actually asking when they reach for you. They are asking you to tell them how the world is today, and your face tells them. 5. It is building something that will last their entire life. Here is the part that most parents don't realize in the moment, when they're tired, when they've been climbed on for the 4th time in an hour, when they just need 5 minutes where nobody is touching them. Every time you receive your baby's physical seeking, every time you let them climb on you, hold them, make contact instead of redirecting, you are depositing something into a developmental account that will pay returns for decades. That account is called secure attachment, and the research on what secure attachment produces in adulthood is remarkable. Studies from the Minnesota Longitudinal Study of Risk and Adaptation, which followed individuals from infancy into their 30s, found that children who developed secure attachment in infancy showed stronger emotional regulation, more satisfying relationships, greater resilience under stress, better mental health outcomes, and higher academic achievement compared to insecurely attached peers. Not because they were smarter or more advantaged, because someone consistently showed up when they reached out. The baby who is allowed to climb on you and is received with warmth is building an internal model of the world, a model that says, when I reach out, someone is there. When I need regulation, I can find it. When I am overwhelmed, safety is available. That model, built in these early months through exactly these physical moments, becomes the template for every relationship they will ever have. You are not spoiling them. You cannot spoil a baby by responding to them. What you are doing, in the moment when you let them climb on you instead of immediately putting them down, is writing the first chapter of their understanding of what it means to be close to another person. Write it well. 6. What to do when it becomes too much. None of this means you are required to be a human climbing frame every hour of every day without limit. You are a person with needs. Your body is yours. And sustainable parenting requires that you remain regulated enough to be the regulator. So here is what the research actually supports when you need space. The key is not avoidance, it's transition. When you need to put your baby down, the way you do it matters more than the fact that you're doing it. Narrate it. I'm going to put you here for a little while. I'm right here. Your voice, continuing after the physical contact ends, bridges the gap. It tells their nervous system that you have not disappeared, that the rhythm continues even when the contact pauses. Research on infant distress and parental responsiveness consistently shows that it is not the interruption of physical contact that causes stress, It is unpredictable, unnarrated interruption. A baby who is placed down with warmth and words by a parent who remains visible and vocal settles significantly faster than one who is placed down without transition. You can take care of yourself and take care of them. Those are not competing priorities. A regulated parent is the most important thing a baby's nervous system has access to, which means that the 5 minutes you take to breathe, to eat, to sit without anyone on you, those minutes make you better at the thing that matters most. Take them and come back. That return is its own message. It tells your baby, I always come back. And that message, repeated 1,000 times across the first years of life, is the foundation of everything. When your baby climbs on you, they are not being difficult. They are being a baby, which means they are doing exactly what millions of years of evolution designed them to do. Seeking the one body in the world that their nervous system recognizes as safe, using your heartbeat to calm their own, confirming that you exist, asking you, without words, how the world is today. And in the way you receive that, with warmth, with presence, with the willingness to be found, you are answering a question they will carry the answer to for the rest of their life. Am I worth reaching for? Make sure they know the answer is yes. Subscribe to Mindful Parenting. We'll be here every week.